We have before us a rare opportunity to bring security and stability and peace to this region and to its people, defeating terrorism and creating a future of harmony, prosperity, and peace. But we can only get there working together. There is no other way.
I will say this, I'm not sure that either side is ready. I'm not sure in particular that one side is ready and really wants to make a deal, but both sides to make a deal have to want to make it. I have my own views. I want to keep them quiet for a little while because if I ever end up in the midst, that would be a great achievement to get a real peace, a lasting peace right there. That would be, well, I'm not going to even say that. That would be a real, no, I haven't focused on it at all. I haven't decided that yet. I want to meet with Bibi. You know, I'm going to be probably going over there pretty soon. And I want to see him. I want to see other people. I want to get some ideas on it because, frankly, that has been, and I say it to everybody, that has been the all-time difficult deal. They've been working on it for so many decades. I mean, it just never ends. But the key is a lasting peace. If you have a lasting peace, first thing you have to ask, do they both want to make it? I have a real question as to whether or not both sides wants to make it. I have a real question as to one side in particular, whether or not. I think one side actually would like a deal, and I think the other one maybe doesn't want a deal, to be honest. I don't want to say it. No. Look, we show our cards too much in the I wrote The Art of the Deal. We show our cards too much. So if I get into that, I don't want to say this and that, and then they'll come and they'll say, well, Trump is biased one way or the other. I think there's a chance that you could probably make a deal if you had a real deal maker, if you had somebody that knew what he or she was doing. I think that if we get the right leadership, which will be me, that's the way I feel. I think I'll do the best job. But I think if we get the right leadership, I think we have tremendous potential. In my opinion, if Israel wants to make a deal, I think a deal could be made. I think it will be made at some point. I think if I get elected, that would be something I'd really like to do because so much death, so much turmoil, so much hatred, that would be to me a great achievement. As a single achievement, that would be a really great achievement. I think a lot is going to do with Israel. Look, it's going to have to do with both sides, but a lot will have to do with Israel and whether or not Israel wants to make the deal, whether or not Israel's willing to sacrifice certain things. They may not be, and I understand that, and I'm okay with that. But then you're just not going to have a deal. So we'll see what happens. I'll let you know in about, if I win, I'll let you know 6 months from the time I take office. I stand before you as a representative of the American people to deliver a message of friendship and hope and love. That is why I chose to make my first foreign visit a trip to the heart of the Muslim world, to the nation that serves as custodian of the two holiest sites in the Islamic faith. In my inaugural address to the American people, I pledged to strengthen America's oldest friendships and to build new partnerships in pursuit of peace. I also promise that America will not seek to impose our way of life on others, but to outstretch our hands in the spirit of cooperation and trust. Our vision is one of peace, security, and prosperity in this region and all throughout the world. Our goal is a coalition of nations who share the aim of stamping out extremism and providing our children a hopeful future that does honor to God.
If you look at the reception that Donald Trump received in Saudi Arabia and the gift that he received, comparing to what he received when he went into Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu offered him a Bible, a 150-year-old Bible, whereas in Saudi Arabia he was offered a a gold necklace, and we all know that Donald Trump loves gold. And what's interesting is that when you look at the lifestyle of Donald Trump versus the lifestyle of even Benjamin Netanyahu, when you look at the difference, it's worlds apart. And without question, Donald Trump can associate himself and even feel more comfortable around the Saudi Arabians, especially the king of Saud, than he feels comfortable with Benjamin Netanyahu. If you look at this video as I'm speaking, you'll see this Benjamin Netanyahu's home is very humble in comparison to what he saw when he was at the King Solomon's palace. But when Benjamin Netanyahu offered to let him come into his home and invited him into his home, that's exactly what he said to him when he came to the door. He said, "Welcome to our palace." But you can see that Donald Trump didn't really feel comfortable there because he's used to being surrounded by gold, and even the walls being with gold and everything. So when Donald Trump talks about making a deal, when he talks about the fact that he's not biased, I have a problem with that, because now we see that Donald Trump has made a deal with Saudi Arabia for $110 billion, which will be eventually $350 billion when all is said and done. What's interesting also is that Israel doesn't give anything to the United States. They don't offer any money. They don't offer any support. As far as that goes, we're always supporting Israel, but Israel doesn't do anything for us. And Donald Trump now is doing all these cuts, trillions of dollars in cuts here in the United States, but he's going to build up the military. Now he's helping the Saudi Arabians build up their military. We know that God is going to put a hook in the jaws of the nations to bring them against Israel. So folks, we're watching right now Donald Trump preparing the way for the fulfillment of Scripture, where God is going to use the nations as a rod of correction for Israel. So in a lot of ways, Israel has become very, very foolish. And to think that Donald Trump actually is there to support them, or Donald Trump is actually, I'm going to tell you right now, people, just as God told me, Donald Trump is a snake in the grass, and he is not in support of Israel. He is definitely on the side of the Muslims.
Real people. But thanks to you, we could paint the wall. We've got the budget to paint the walls.
We will tell you what we did.
Whitewash.
This was wonderful. All the house is painted together.
I'm so happy that you find things.
Both look fantastic. You were going at the hospital.
Yes.
It was really a nice tour.
It was nice too when we met children, and it was wonderful. Yeah, very, very happy. And we can bring a smile to the children and just, they were very happy. We didn't think we heard just 2 days ago.
This we got.
Yeah, we got a few things.
Great, thanks. Thanks. Now we'll take a photo.
Now we have this corner of photos.
Okay.
We have few
This
stations.
worked out very well. This has been a very successful house.
Listen,
We've
this
been
is
here,
the house,
this is a
this is
fourth
the
part.
house, this is the
Oh,
German
before
house.
that,
Yeah.
this is a gift from us to you.
Oh, wow.
It's a Bible from 150 years ago. It's a 150-year-old Bible in English, and it describes what happened here. It all took place here. So
That is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was very happy that he decided
That's
to
really good.
do this. Great. Your people will take it.
it's a good book.
Yeah.
It's the good book.
It's the book. Now this is the place.
Now, how should we do this? Should we
The
have
ladies
Melania
inside?
in here, and then we'll switch it?
We will switch them here. Wonderful.
Ah, okay. Now, should we do one permutation? One? Or maybe, if you come here, that's it. If you're here, we're done.
Now then.
That's it. Ah, yes. Okay, sure. Thank you. End of
We
ceremony.
want
Video
you
your
to,
speech outside.
Yeah, we're done in 2
but I
minutes.
want you just to meet our boy.
This is Sarah Jarrett. You see him?
Oh, hi there. I know.
That's the son-in-law, and that's the son. Where's our boy? This is our boy.
See you here.
One of them.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Guys, this is my son.
Hello. Hello.
Gerald.
Honor to meet you. I'm a big fan of both of you.
There's another one.
He's our student, and we have another soldier.
I've heard so much from my mother. She talks about you all the time.
She's fantastic.
Then it's amazing how good mother
Here's-
they are.
yeah, here's-
Gerald, and
I got one.
Such a big
Looks like
fan.
Paving.
he's like me, and our other son is the copy of Bibi. Like Baron is the copy of Bibi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you know, I can relate a lot to what Baron is going through because I've been his age in my dad's first term. It's very true. And
Yeah,
you know,
so you
And look how he turns out.
It only makes you stronger. That's all.
stronger, yeah.
That
very
makes you
hard.
stronger.
Very hard.
Immediately after your election, he said to me, I feel for Baron because he's a child. You know, he's a child. He doesn't have any tools or ability to fight them back, and he's a child.
And he was here first time when he was 6.
they were doing satires on me when I was 3 years old.
Yeah,
And it's
5 years old, yeah.
They're waiting for us outside, so we're giving a 60-second tour.
Yeah, we'll show you.
60 seconds.
We have all the pictures from the Israeli Jewish, which are Israeli paintings, which are really. Yeah. And here we have these are really these are things from 2,000, 5,000 years ago. They're real things. And it shows you that we're life here.
This
the
is
Jews.
beer 5,000 years ago.
This is beer, and this is a necklace, Melania. They found a necklace 5,000 years ago. This one,
They've got
the whole, and the winery and the things, you see? The whole thing.
That's